So earlier today, news broke of a gigantic college admissions cheating scam involving quite a few people. I think over 50 people so far, and it also involves two famous actresses. Now these actresses are Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin. Now Lori Loughlin, of course, is known as Aunt Becky on Fuller House. So now according to the U.S. Department of Justice, the FBI, these people, as well as other executives, have been charged in the largest college cheating scam ever prosecuted. Now, those indicted in the investigation allegedly paid bribes of up to $6 million to get their kids into elite colleges, including Yale, Stanford, Georgetown, and the University of Southern California. Now, Andrew Lelling, the U.S. Attorney for the District of Massachusetts, actually took charge in this case, and there's a reason. Of course, this is all happening in Massachusetts. Now, Lelling said the ringleader of this is William Singer. Now, William Singer is the owner of a college counseling service called Key Worldwide Foundation, and they actually found this by looking into a completely unrelated case, and it had to do with the University of Boston. Now, Singer is now expected to plead guilty in a Boston federal court on charges of racketeering, conspiracy, money laundering, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and obstruction of justice. So this is huge. Now, he is alleged, according to Lelling, to have taken $25 million in bribes from parents between 2011 and 2018 to guarantee their children's admission into some of these elite schools. Those charged in the probe include 9 coaches at elite schools, 2 SAT and ACT exam administrators, 1 exam proctor, a college administrator, and 33 parents, including Huffman and Loughlin. Now, according to a news conference, Lelling also said, the case is about widening corruption of elite college admissions through the steady application of wealth combined with fraud, and added, there can be no separate college admission system for the wealthy, and I'll add, there will not be separate criminal justice systems either. Well, that is a nice sentiment, but I will believe it when I see it. Now, as of the people, of course, who are indicted and involved in this case, Lelling said the parents here are a catalog of both wealth and privilege. They include, for example, the CEOs of private and public companies, successful securities and real estate investors, 2 well-known actresses, a famous fashion designer, and the co-chairman of a global law firm. Also named as defendants in the indictment are Robert Zangrillo, founder and CEO of the private investment firm Dragon Global, Bill Glashan, a businessman and international private equity investor, Gordon Kaplan, a New York attorney. So that is a lot of people in some very high-profile positions. And look at that. They might actually be punished for bribery. So here are some of the details, right? So getting into what they actually did and what that looked like. Now, Singer had allegedly taken some of that money and bribed coaches who, quote, agreed to pretend that certain applicants were recruited competitive athletes when, in fact, they are not. So the coaches allegedly knew that the students' athletic credentials had been fabricated. So what happens is, first they bribe the coaches. Oh, actually, no, that's second. First, they created fake profiles for their kids, which included fake athletic credentials and honors, or fake participation in elite club teams. Some parents even ended up staging photos or photoshopping pics of their kids participating in sports. So then Singer will then go and bribe the coaches, who would see through the obvious fabrications. And then the coaches would sign off and say, oh yeah, you're an athletic person, so we will let you in for your athleticism. Not only that, but when it didn't involve athletics, Singer had allegedly arranged for a student to take the SAT and ACT exams individually, with a proctor in Texas or California that he had ended up bribing. Back to the sports. In one case, the head women's soccer coach at Yale University was paid $400,000 to accept a student even though the applicant did not play soccer. The parents of that student ended up paying Singer $1.2 million. Now, look, I know a lot of parents would do anything they can for their kids. But something like this, I mean, really? I mean, these are people, again, born into wealth and privilege. Did they really have to take it an extra notch? And now, for this to be happening, too, with such a wide range of people, well, there'd have to be a precedent of people getting away with it for such a long time, for it to be so organized and so brazen. And what's interesting about this is apparently most of the students had no idea that their admission was contingent on a bribe. They had no idea. They're like, oh, cool, I got into the college that I wanted to. Fantastic. Now, I'm going to give you a quote from Laughlin's daughter that has actually come out to bite her in the butt, actually right now. So now, Laughlin has a 19-year-old daughter who goes by Olivia Jade. Now, she has a YouTube channel, and she posted a video in which she said, and this is how it relates, that she was only interested in going to college for the parties. Quote, I don't know how much of school I'm going to attend, but I'm going to go in and talk to my deans and everyone, and I hope that I can try and balance it all. But I do want the experience of game days, partying. I don't really care about school, as you guys know. Well then. Damn. So that happened actually last year. So now this breaks, and you suddenly have a lot of people paying attention to that. So now some of the comments on her video from users said, I honestly found it very disappointing when you said you care more about parties and tailgates rather than your education. If you hate school so much, why go to college? And it's honestly insulting when tons of people can't even afford to go to college, but want to. Another user wrote, dang, must be nice to only go to school for the game days, or to party. Here I am going because I would be the first in my family's generation to have a degree and better opportunities. After reading the comments, Olivia Jade posted an apology. She said, quote, I said something super ignorant and stupid. Basically, and it totally came across that I'm ungrateful for college. I'm going to a really nice school, and it just kind of made it seem like I don't care. I just want to brush it off. I'm just going to be successful at YouTube and not going to have to worry about school. I'm really disappointed in myself. I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry for anyone I offended by saying that. I know it's a privilege and a blessing, and I'm really grateful. So, again, the reason that I read those comments is to show you just, how this plays out and how people feel about this, right? So imagine being somebody who can't afford to go to school, really wants to go to school, really wants to be able to, get a good education so they can try to get a good career, right? And then just imagine, rich girl, born into the lap of luxury, wealth, and privilege, saying of school, I don't really care about it. I just want to make YouTube videos. Nothing wrong with making YouTube videos. I'm on a YouTube video, right? But I don't care about education. I don't care about this fantastic privilege that I've been given. The fact that my school is being paid for fully. And now what she didn't know is that her family bribed her way in, which is even worse. So I just want to point out that scrutiny there and those comments. Now, there's more. As for most of the students not knowing that their admission was contingent on the bribe, look, on that, we're supposed to believe that some of the people in rich families get to go to college because of meritocracy, right? Now, look, some probably do. But, as this illustrates, and like the comments from Olivia Jade, many don't. Or they don't care about it. Where they, how they get in is they got money and they got fame. Now, there is evidence that Huffman at least attempted to hide what she was doing because she knew it was wrong. And that's going to play out in criminal proceedings, right? According to the charging papers, Huffman made a purported charitable contribution of $15,000 to participate in the college entrance exam cheating scheme on behalf of her eldest daughter. Huffman later made arrangements to pursue the scheme a second time for her younger daughter before deciding not to do so. Now, as far as Aunt Becky goes, the documents say that Laughlin and her husband, fashion designer Massimo Giannulli, agreed to pay bribes totaling $500,000 in exchange for having their two daughters designated as recruits to the USC crew team, despite the fact that they did not participate in crew, thereby facilitating their admission to USC. And of course, as proof, they've got emails from Laughlin implicating her in the scam. Now look, Huffman has already been arrested, but Laughlin is in Canada at the moment, so we don't know where she is. So she's probably going to end up turning herself in very soon, very likely, right? Now the thing here that makes me so mad about this story is the elitism, right? We hear over and over from people who are of means, right? We're better than you. Oh, we're smarter than you. And we work harder than you. And that's why we're rich. We got into college because we're better than you. That's how we get into the elite schools. We're self-made. When in reality, no. These people have massive advantages in wealth. And in some cases, that wealth was used to get you into a position that you didn't earn, that you didn't deserve. They used that wealth gap to tip the scales. Now, if I were one of those kids and I didn't know and I found out about this, I'd be livid. Because then I'd be like, well, wait a minute now. What if I did work hard? What if I did earn this? And it turns out that I didn't. And that my parents bribed people, broke the law in order to get me into a college position that I didn't earn, that I didn't deserve, or that I could have earned myself. I'd be pissed. But, look, I wonder how many of them are angry. We'll have to see. But the whole thing is gross. And it shows you the deep, deep corruption of people in this country who are wealthy and powerful, and how they have so many unfair advantages over the rest of us simply for the fact that they have more money. It's gross, it's sickening, and that's really all that I can say. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.